5:30 p.m., November 18th, 1928. The air is crisp in the deep, ancient heart of the Grand Canyon. The Colorado River churns violently below, a reminder of the raw power of nature. Glen and Bessie Hyde, newlyweds, are pushing off from camp below Hermit Rapid. Their boat, a 20-foot wooden sweep scow, creaks and groans as it floats into the current. Glen grips the rudder, his face set in concentration. He's a man on a mission, eager to conquer the river's deadly rapids, racing against time, hoping to set a speed record. Bessie, on the other hand, is quiet. She grips the side of the boat, her knuckles pale, her gaze distant. The journey has been difficult for her discomfort growing with each mile they cover. This, their honeymoon adventure, is rapidly becoming a perilous test of endurance, and Bessie begins to wonder if she'll ever make it out of the canyon alive. What neither of them knows is this will be the last time anyone will see them alive. For Glen, this journey through the Grand Canyon is more than a mere adventure. It's an obsession. He wants to make history. Not only does he intend to conquer the river's deadly rapids, but he also wants to make Bessie the first woman ever to run the Grand Canyon by boat. It's a grand idea, one that might ensure both of their names go down in history. But as the river's twisting, unpredictable waters stretch out before them, it's clear that not even Glen could have foreseen the forces at play. The story of the Hydes' disappearance begins long before that final fateful night. In early October 1928, Glen and Bessie arrived in Green River, Utah. Glen, a farmer with some river running experience, had already built their boat, a custom-made wooden scow designed to navigate the wild waters of the Colorado River. Their plan was to embark on a bold adventure, to float down the Green River and through the Grand Canyon to Needles, California, setting a new speed record in the process. Glen had done this before. He navigated the Salmon and Snake Rivers in Idaho with a veteran river runner in 1926. But this was different. This was the Grand Canyon, a place of myth and danger. Bessie, however, had never seen a river like this. The idea of floating through some of the world's most dangerous rapids alongside a man who seemed determined to break records was terrifying for her. Still, she trusted Glen, and the two set out on their journey. A week before their disappearance, the couple hiked up the Bright Angel Trail to the South Rim to resupply. Here, they met Emery Kolb, a famous photographer who lived in a house perched on the canyon's edge. Kolb, who had photographed many river expeditions, would later recall their visit. Glen was focused, eager to return to the river and finish the journey. Bessie, on the other hand, seemed distracted, even hesitant. Kolb remembered that her eyes didn't shine with excitement, but with uncertainty. She didn't look like someone who wanted to go back down there, he would later say. In a final image, before they set out again, Kolb captured their likenesses. Glen stood tall and steady, looking out over the vast canyon. Bessie sat by the boat, her gaze distant, almost somber. That photo, their last known image, would become forever linked with their mysterious disappearance, haunting in its stillness. November 19th, 1928. The sun rises on a silent scene. By the time the sun hits the canyon walls, Glen and Bessie are gone. Their boat, the scow, drifts near mile 237, a short distance from the camp they had left behind. The boat is upright, fully intact and undamaged. Supplies are still strapped in place, untouched. A camera rests among the gear, and when it's later developed, it reveals Bessie standing at the edge of the boat near mile 165, staring into the canyon. Bessie's journal is also recovered, offering clues to their fate. In one entry, she writes that they had cleared the 231-mile rapid, a major obstacle on their journey. They were making progress, but then nothing. The Hydes seem to have vanished from history. Search teams, led by Glen's father, combed the canyon, but the only other clue that was uncovered was the boat itself, abandoned and empty. Historians speculate that the couple met their end somewhere near mile 232, in the heart of one of the most dangerous rapids in the Grand Canyon. This spot is infamous for claiming boats. The river runs fast here, and submerged rocks create a treacherous trap for anyone who dares to pass. Otis R. Marston, a noted historian, argued that the Hyde's boat may have struck one of these rocks, capsizing in the violent waters. But the question remains, if the boat had capsized, why was there no sign of their bodies? Some believe the couple was swept downstream and drowned. Others suggest they could have been caught on the riverbank, their bodies lost in the wilderness. But despite an extensive search, nothing, no bodies, no signs of struggle, has ever been found, and rumors began to take hold. In 1971, a woman on a commercial rafting trip shocked her fellow passengers when she suddenly announced, "I'm Bessie Hyde." She claimed that she had killed her husband, stabbed him to death, and escaped the canyon on her own. The other rafters, unsure whether she was joking or not, were stunned. But the woman later retracted her statement, saying it had been a lie, a story she made up on a whim. This strange claim stirred the pot, and some began to wonder if there was a darker truth behind the Hydes' disappearance. Could Bessie have killed Glen and escaped? Could this woman truly be her? The question lingered in the back of people's minds, but without any concrete evidence, it remained nothing more than a wild theory. Then, in 1976, a troubling discovery was made near Emery Kolb's property: skeletal remains of a young man with a bullet hole in the skull. The body was found near the spot where the Kolb brothers had their studios. Forensic analysis ruled out the possibility that these remains belonged to Glen Hyde, as the individual had died much later in the 1970s and was much younger than Glen at the time of his disappearance. But the proximity of the remains to Kolb's property, coupled with the bullet wound, sparked rumors that Emery Kolb might have known more than he let on. Another twist came in 1992 with the death of Georgie Clark, a legendary Colorado River guide. Among her possessions was an old pistol and several documents that seemed out of place, including what appeared to be a reference to the Hydes. Some speculated that Georgie Clark might have been living under an assumed identity, possibly that of Bessie Hyde, having escaped the canyon all those years ago. But no solid proof ever emerged to support the theory. The case of Glen and Bessie Hyde remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the American West. The Grand Canyon, a place of beauty and danger, has kept its secrets hidden in the deep swirling currents of the Colorado River. Despite numerous searches, countless theories, and decades of speculation, the truth behind the Hydes' disappearance remains as elusive as the river itself. Somewhere, perhaps in the currents of mile 232, or in the shadows of its towering cliffs, The answer lies silent, unreachable, lost to time.